Hey lads, it's another comfy Game Boy Theater. So we have Batman.
To our boomers out there.
Diet A&W. It's a good feeling. So
It's like one of the best diet sodas.
we got it's probably my favorite. Yeah, we got Batman. This is based off the 1999 Tim Burton film Kino. It's by Sunsoft, who is well known for having some pretty good music, and they also did the NES version. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think this will be somewhat similar to the NES version? Clearly, it's going to be a platformer. But do we have any guesses about...
I don't know. Sunsoft is pretty good, so I'm going to guess it's going to be a very similar port to the NES one.
Let's go ahead and press start, and let's get some...
Spencer did laugh when I wasn't looking, so I'm assuming it's really bad.
Let's get some story first. Police officer. I've just heard that Jack has sneaked into the Axis chemical factory. Jack. I like how Jack Nicholson played a character named Jack and just constantly plays characters named Jack. It's just like, alright, good. Okay, got it. Alright, here we go. So this is a pretty cool effect. So that's what I was laughing at. It's just tiny Batman holding a gun.
You're like a 6-year-old Batman playing pretend.
I mean, so, can you actually turn up that sound a little bit? Because this is a banger.
I will say that Sunsoft is pretty good at making games and music.
So let's talk about this real quick. First of all, I actually appreciate what they did. It's very funny at first when you see, like, chibi Batman. That's why I laughed. But I gotta say, check this out. Look at this. You can control your jump. I mean, this...
I was sort of expecting the AVGN one that he really hated, but I guess it's not that one.
So...
I'm assuming it's probably...
Oh, I have that one as well in the pile. I mean, we might see it in the next, I don't know, 20 episodes. So yeah, this is pretty decent game. This is exactly what we want to see in Game Boy Theater.
And... I
mean, look at that. I can duck.
The sprites being tiny is funny, but it also makes the game way more playable.
Absolutely.
You can actually see what's happening.
I mean, we've seen some games like, I think we played a Spider-Man game where it was like, the sprites were huge and it was just awful. This actually kind of reminds me, and this is going to sound weird, but I think it's based off of like these things that I'm standing on. Kind of reminds me of Super Mario Land.
Oh, yeah.
Also in the fact that you, like, jump in a very floaty way. But I'm going to say this right now. This game is definitely better than Super Mario Land. I mean, it controls very well. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. I assume that the second game coming up, I'm going to be not pleasantly surprised about. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm just going to play, like, maybe one more level. I just like to show these games off. I don't plan on...
I was watching a video about how Game Boy cartridges worked, especially, like, later Game Boy games that obviously are way bigger than, like, launch Game Boy
something
cards.
like this, yeah. Which, by the way, this is a pretty early one. Yeah. This is 1990.
But the way that, like, developers made games, like, later into the Game Boy generation are so interesting.
Oh.
Wow. That is some game over.
Yeah, that.
But yeah, basically, like, they have this, like, thing called, like, bank switching, where it'll just switch registers with, like, different, like, banks of data. So, like, especially, like, they were showing off, like, Link's Awakening as, like, a huge game and, like, has 1 million banks. And it's, like, something like Super Mario Land, like, the entire game is based off one bank. And then Link's Awakening is based off, like, 30 or something.
Oh my god.
It's like, it's pretty crazy that, like, obviously the RAM in a Game Boy is really, really limited. So the way that they, like, got around that was so ingenious. I was like, man, that's awesome. No wonder the Game Boy lived, like, 11 years despite being a piece of crap.
Yeah, I mean,
the Game Boy is an amazing system, but it was a kind of piece of crap.
Every single, console that's ever come out, you know, developers figure out how to better utilize it later. I mean, look at an early PS4 game compared to Ghost of Tsushima. It just is what it is. But it is pretty stark, the difference between the first year, you know, random, like, Game Boy games. A lot of them we played and we're like, you can tell right away, you're like, this is an early Game Boy game, you know? This one, by the way, if you would be like, what year did this come out? I'd be like, I don't know, like 92, 93. So I don't feel like this is particularly early.
I think it said just 90.
It is 90, but what I'm saying, like, if you were like,
yeah, it
guess,
feels...
you know, I'd be like, I don't know, 92, 93, because it seems like pretty decent. Price for this one, I'm gonna guess 15.
Is this just Batman?
It's just Batman. So I'm gonna guess 15 on this one. It's not something that I remember seeing often, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying this. This is definitely a game I could play to completion, assuming you have like game overs and stuff. Assuming it's not 3 lives and you're done.
Yeah,
I mean,
15, 17 bucks.
Okay.
Do you have Batman the animated series on Game Boy?
No.
That one's expensive.
How expensive?
It looked like it was like 35.
Oh, okay. I have the one that AVGN hates, which is The Return of Joker, I'm pretty sure. And that one is one I actually considered playing today, but I was like, nah, I'll start with the original Batman.
Good call.
Yeah, because this game is good. I'm only trying to get to the point of seeing if there are bosses.
Yeah.
And I figure after 3 stages, if there was... What was that? There would be. Also, I mean, it's pretty funny to point out that, like, Batman literally only uses, like, guns. Here we go.
It's Jack. Now, in terms of this, because the sprite size is so tiny, it does make the boss fights feel a little...
underwhelming.
Yeah. But otherwise, if the trade-off is horrible game but good boss battles, or good game but kind of...
Oh, do I literally have to knock him off the side? No, there isn't a side to knock him off. Because, like, in the movie, like, this is the part where he's Jack, but not the Joker yet. So he needs to fall into, like, the chemical pit, but I do not see a chemical pit I can knock him into. So I assume I just fight him over and over. And over it is indeed. Boy, I've probably hit him like 50 times at this point. Ah. Am I doing something wrong here? I want to see if I could change weapons or something. The only reason I'm thinking about that is, like, he does get pushed back. That's the only reason I'm like, do I have to do something? Oh, okay. Oh, and then he falls in. That looked really nice.
Yeah, that actually looked really good.
That looked really good. So yeah, overall, I am
now
Batman.
the Joker.
You know, nobody can... That looks really good, too. Sunsoft, honestly, I don't think they exist anymore, but they were a pretty quality, like, AA developer. So yeah, that's all we're going to go into this one. But yeah, this is a very quality one for the 15 bucks or so it costs. This is definitely worth it. Now, flipping over to the other side of the spectrum, I can only assume, we have... I always wait to say it until it actually loads because of the past things. We have Home Alone. Previously on this on Game Boy Theater, we've done Home Alone 2, and unsurprisingly, it was bad. Now, we're playing the first one.
That's me.
Great to be out of the slammer, Harry! You said it, Mav. Did you round up the gang? Are we ready? By the way, have you ever watched Home Alone?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, but yeah, it's a good movie.
Dude, they're called the Wet Bandits, right? Because they, like start... I'm thinking of the right movie, right? Where they, will, clog, water. They'll clog, sinks, so, not only is, everything stolen, but, they have water everywhere.
I think so.
What jerks, dude? Just steal the stuff, fine. But it's no, we gotta cause, damage to the pipes and stuff. It's God. Gold, jewels, and silver. And enough gabbing. I almost said grabbing.
I'm glad these guys are reformed and learned their lesson.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, boy.
Well, this is gonna be a 2-minute.
That's why I did, a little tiny bit of... Okay, so I can go into places, which...
clown music.
This already makes it confusing, because it's
Why are you taller than the bandits?
Can I hurt them?
There's no way you can actually...
Yeah, it just goes away for 1 second. Yep, and this is one of those where do I go games, what am I doing? It's
No, it's not even a where do I go game, it's
what did I just do?
Yeah, what are you even accomplishing? I guess you're trying to find your riches and put them into those vaults?
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess price on this one $7, because it's bad. So yeah, I just go over to things, I look and I find stuff. Like I'm finding things, so that's nice. I can't even jump on that? What the heck? Yeah, I got more things. Got pizza.
Home Alone. Yeah, $78. Surprisingly, Home Alone 2 looks like it's even cheaper at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, what is this music, like Trev said?
It reminds me of the Rocky and Bullwinkle NES game. Not that legendarily bad, because that game is just like...
I'm trying to actually fight and I keep going.
A miracle.
Okay, so...
Oh no, you know that face?
Oh god. No, okay, so I have lives, so that's nice. So I still have my things. I guarantee if you know what you're doing in this game probably is like a 5-minute speedrun.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how many of these things you need to get. Also, they don't even look like at all like they're... Oh, here we go. I drop... Hey, move. Okay, so it's telling me something about this 6.
What's the name of the actor, the kid actor? Is it Macaulay
Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. I like how he's just like a weird guy now. Like he like exists and like just does some stuff sometimes, but it's just weird.
I like him because unlike some other child actors, like Jake Lloyd, the guy who played Anakin in Episode 1, like he's pretty like self-aware about it and just like. Yeah. And he's like in a band and all this stuff. Like he does like essentially what he wants, which is pretty cool.
At least he was just a child actor in Home Alone. He didn't have the curse of being in the Star Wars prequels with the worst fan base of all time, probably tormenting him for his entire life for a role that his parents probably got him into.
Right, like as a kid, he was just like, I'm a kid, you know. So. You're like, hey, do you want to be in this movie? Like, most kids would be like, sure, sounds good. So I need to find, like, 15 more things. I mean, clearly I'm not going to, but it's like... This place is pretty big, I guess. Oh, I have... Would this do anything?
It's just like...
Does this actually... No. Okay, so they never go away.
Every licensed game should just copy something.
Right?
Like, it should just be like Mario Brothers, or
I
you have to look around and do stuff.
I wouldn't complain as much, because it would just be like, oh, it's a not as good as Mario, but fine platformer. Like, you know, freaking Batman was Super Mario Land. I already don't know where I'm going. So, but, like, this is, like, cool game for kids. Definitely. Like, look, I guess at some point I could, like, get up there to knock this bowling ball down, but, like, I don't know. Alright, let's just get a game over and see what happens. I'm sure it just says, oh no, and then it's game over. Alright. Where are you at? Alright. And... Oh no! They hung me up.
It honestly looks like the other one.
Okay. Well, that's Home Alone. So, we started out really good with Batman, and then life happened with Home Alone. So, thank you for enjoying Game Boy Theater with us, and we'll see you next time with probably one decent game and one bad game, because why not? See ya.